the Destination Saratoga podcast. This is your all-access pass to Saratoga County. I'm your host, Mackenzie Zarzicki, and I'm excited to kick off this journey with you. Each episode, we'll dive into all things Saratoga County, from vibrant attractions and rich history to incredible food and the best places to stay while you visit. Today, we've got 4 fantastic interviews lined up with leaders from some of Saratoga's most sought-after properties. First up, Julian Miller and Lauren Holmes from Brookmere, Saratoga's newest upscale hotel destination. If you remember Longfellow's, you'll be amazed at how Brookmere has transformed this beloved property. Next, I'll chat with Amy Smith from Saratoga Arms, a family-owned boutique hotel in the heart of downtown. We'll also hear from Joanna Fairs at Saratoga Hilton, located steps from Broadway and connected to the Saratoga Springs City Center. The Hilton is a hub for leisure and business travelers alike. Finally, I'll speak with Laura Lillo at the Hilton Garden Inn, a beautiful property conveniently located on South Broadway near Saratoga Spa State Park. But before we dive into the interviews, here's some exciting news about Saratoga's latest attractions. Treehouse Brewing Company had a soft opening last week, and it's already a huge hit. They're offering cans to go, and the buzz has been incredible. Cars were lined up on Route 9 with police directing traffic. Can you believe it? Treehouse is a destination in itself, and their presence elevates the craft beverage scene for everyone in Saratoga County. For more information, visit treehousebrew.com. All right, let's get into the interviews. Today, I have Julian Miller, the general manager at Brookmere, with me today on the podcast. And I want to ask some questions about why Brookmere and why Saratoga County.
Thanks for having us today. First and foremost, we are thrilled to be here and tell you all about this exciting project. We are opening in 5 days, so we are really, really in it.
But, Final stretch.
To answer your question, the ownership group was involved in the thoughts about this project long before Lauren and I were lucky enough to come on board with our management company. But our ownership group lives here. They've raised their families here. They are obviously prominent in this local community. So when this opportunity came for Longfellow's going up for sale, they really took a look at it, and it's a famous address, Union Avenue.
Yes.
I mean, how do you top that? 500 Union Avenue, and then you go and you see about what Mr. Sullivan did over there at Longfellow's for so many years, and just a staple of the community, not just on the dining side, but on the event side, and he had rooms as well. So it seemed like it was going to be a great location for a really potentially more ambitious project. The traveler that's coming here to Saratoga is looking for continued new experiences, and
absolutely.
Nothing against a plethora of branded hotels in our town, but the ability to do something kind of above and beyond at a different level, more ambitious kind of service, the product alone, and then pairing it with this fantastic French restaurant concept. We think it's going to position us well for success.
It's certainly making me excited. Speaking of new experiences, can you tell us what sets your hotel apart from others, and maybe talk about some standout features or amenities that you're especially excited about?
The ability for providing guests services that they want and expect these day and age, all in one location. Obviously, we're building 88 luxury guest rooms for our guests. We're going to have a signature standalone French restaurant that will also do this le jour concept, so a brunch every day in a very brunch-heavy town.
I love brunch.
Yeah, who doesn't love brunch? On the event side, we're building a spectacular ballroom as a great gallery that is adjacent to fantastic outdoor space. The ability to have ballroom, indoor, outdoor. And then you think about having a spa on property, opening the Arbor Spa with 4 treatment rooms, and really being able to serve our guests at every step of the guest journey. I think that's what's going to really make us unique.
I am so excited. So I got a little sneak peek yesterday, and you mentioned ballroom, and you have the most breathtaking light fixture. Can you talk about that? Because I've never seen anything like that before.
I agree with you. They are gorgeous. To step back a second and think about the entire kind of overarching design of the hotel, a really cool story in that every kind of nook and cranny of the property is a takeoff on one of the seasons, right? So if you walk into under our grand porte cochere when we're welcoming guests to come into our lobby, the season that they're going to experience right away as they stare at this gorgeous, massive, roaring fireplace place is going to be, winter melting away into spring. And then as they kind of move up over towards this soft seating area that's adjacent to the lobby, we'll have a concierge desk up there. You kind of move into spring. There's a little bit more vibrant pops of color, and it's kind of self-evident that you're moving along through the seasons. You're going to come around, and there's a couple different ways to enter into Regent Restaurant, but Regent is going to, it's full Saratoga summer nights, and it's really impressive with the design in there. But moving on over to the ballroom, we get into a little bit more of the other seasons, fall, and then the ballroom specifically kind of goes into your wintry mix there. But those chandeliers, those light fixtures you're thinking of, are these beautiful feathers and leaves, right? I think it's a combination of the both as they're kind of falling away and falling down from the ceiling there. They are spectacular, and we can't wait to show them off.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. This is fantastic. So talk about your ideal guest. What kind of experience can they expect? Who are you looking to target? What are your thoughts on the traveler?
The easiest, most fundamental way to answer that is that we want everybody. I think it's a range. The discerning upper upscale traveler who's looking for a different experience here in Saratoga, coming to the racetrack, coming to enjoy. I think we're going to be a big social destination. It's an all-inclusive place. There's something for everybody at Brookmere, and we're just so excited to welcome everybody.
Well, a lot of people are curious how locals can visit and get involved, restaurant, spa. Can you talk a little bit about your impact and local connection with the community?
Our owners are very philanthropic, and there's no doubt about their impact, their positive impact in this community. And, as Lauren and I are building a culture here at Brookmere, it's going to be very much so paralleled with those emphases on giving back and every opportunity to, really take a moment and allow our team members to, find ways to give back to the community. That's exactly our goal.
I love that. In today's world, there's a lot of emphasis on sustainability. How is your hotel incorporating sustainable practices, and how does that align with your overall vision?
Thinking about our executive chef, Christopher Smith's vision for Regent and specifically the restaurant, he is so uber focused on sustainability. It's really fun to see. And I know we're in the dog days of winter up here right now, but I'm thinking about spring, and I'm thinking about his gardens that we're going to have for him adjacent to the kitchen, and everything that he's going to be able to do on property. Then you think about his vision towards sourcing locally. He is so committed to using local purveyors top to bottom in his menu that it's so fantastic to see. Of course, there's staples you're going to have to get from your bigger vendors. We get it. We know that. But, having the dairy farmer over and having, some of the, local produce coming from a mile and a half away has been great to see.
You got to sample some food yesterday. Could you tell us a little bit about the menu?
We had a big day yesterday, Mackenzie. We had a really big day. And you and I were joking before we started this that you had asked if I had lunch yet today. And not only did I not eat lunch today, I didn't eat breakfast today because we did a food show last night for the entire team, and it consisted of 23 dishes.
Wow.
So, yeah. It was intense. It was intense. A lot of training and a lot of focus went into it, but there was a lot of oohing and aahing too. So you asked about which dishes I'm most excited about.
What dish are you the most excited about?
Hard to pick one. Christopher and his culinary team are so over-the-top impressive. But I think for me, we're in a French restaurant. His foie gras was amazing. His cassoulet was just fantastic. Our bread service is going to make people wow. Everybody is going to look at the bread as it moves its way through the restaurant.
You got me at bread.
Yeah, I know. Carbohydrates, right? Everybody loves carbs, right? But bread service alone and the verticality with it and the look and the feel of it, I think it's going to be a table talker.
And brunch, a big brunch spot.
Brunch, you can't go wrong with any of the Benedict selections, and there are so many. I think that the one that had crab with caviar on it, that, it just felt so fantastic.
Well, I can't wait to try it. I am mouthwatering right now at the thought of having some of these delicious meals. So my last question for you before I let you get back to work, because I know you're launching or
two things
in 5 days.
Yeah.
If someone's visiting Saratoga County for the first time, what's one thing you'd recommend that they check out while staying at your hotel?
I'll give you another Union Avenue one, and that's the Yaddo Gardens. And I know that they've been open and closed a little bit, and there's been some sensitivity to, times you can get there. But if you can get on the property at the Yaddo Gardens and just walk around and, take your kids, let them explore nature a little bit and let them, really just kind of relax for a moment, maybe off the beaten path of, the hustle and bustle of Broadway. I think that's a really special place, and it's also located right on Union Avenue. So that would be my go-to.
Yes, Yaddo Gardens is a hidden gem.
Hidden gem.
Breathtaking.
Well, I'm giving it away today.
Yeah.
So maybe it won't be hidden anymore.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Julian, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you talking with me, giving me the inside scoop, I should say, to your hotel, and I can't wait for you to open the doors.
Well, we can't wait to welcome you, Mackenzie, and thank you for all you do. Thank you for inviting Lauren and I today. It's a special project, top to bottom. It's really exciting for us to be able to welcome the community in 5 quick days. So
yes,
it's
good luck.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you and yours.
You too, thank you. So I'm here with Lauren Holmes, the Director of Sales and Marketing at Brookmere. Welcome.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you for having me.
So nice to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you've been in the hospitality industry for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Give us the rundown.
30 years or so. I am born and raised in Saratoga, so this town is very special to me. I was finishing college at St. Rose, and like a lot of people do when they're going to school, you have to get a waitressing job to do a little bit of fun things on the side. So I started at the Hall of Springs to get into banquet waitstaff position. Coming from working the bottom up, you're in the back doing dishes if you need to do dishes. We've loaded trucks. We've been housemen. It was such a great stepping stone to get into sales.
You have such a great background. I know you've mentioned the Hilton, previously the Saratoga, Mazzone.
Right.
I know personally firsthand how wonderful Mazzone Catering is.
Right.
I got married at the Hall of Springs, and it was a dream.
Yeah.
It was a dream, and everything was so well executed. Your staff produces a great experience, a great meal, a great atmosphere, and it sounds like you really have a great resume. So let's talk about the Brookmere.
Yes.
What makes Brookmere the ideal location for meetings and events?
We, including Discover Saratoga and all of our colleagues that are in the hospitality industry, even the hotels, the city of Saratoga is probably the best amenity we all have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's what are your amenities? And just to say, all right, here's the city. We all want them to stay with us and be on our properties, but wow, to get them here for things to do. Can't talk enough about you guys, Discover Saratoga. You're just an extension of our arm of partnership of getting people here and even growing up in the industry here with different hotels and quote your competitors. It's such a family.
I can't say enough about our hotel partners. Brookmere, one of them. Everyone plays together nicely, and I think that is very unique to our area. So your property has a spa, Arbor Spa. How is this space designed to appeal to guests but also locals?
Yes, we're very excited to be open to locals too, and I think that's very important for everybody to know. It's not just for hotel guests. This includes the spa as well as the restaurant. They're both open to the public. The spa will have its own desk and their own line to call in and make some appointments. And again, they can still use the wellness spa. Reserve that. You don't have to be a guest staying over, a hotel guest. So that wellness lounge, the facials, the massages, the appointments, there's a separate door just for people to come in. If they park and head in, they don't have to come through the front desk to use that. And then even the Regent, the restaurant, you don't have to come through the lobby. There's that Regent door to come right out from the parking lot to come right in. I think that area has grown so much. You had Water's Edge, you have Interlaken, which has been there forever. Oak Ridge has built. Just knowing the people and family and friends that I have around there, they're just so excited to have the bar. And our bar is like nothing in the area. It's huge. You've seen it's like the double size.
So talk about it being so long and wide.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of that?
I think it's just to have it's honestly going to house 20 of our seats. I think there's like at least 20 bar stools.
It's a huge bar.
Because the dining room, there's no separate dining room. It's the bar, and then there are seating for dinner guests at separate tables. But I foresee having just a lot of the casual happy. We're doing happy hour Monday through Friday instead of some people do it Thursday to not do it on weekends. Right now we'll do Monday to Friday. That all-day menu, once lunch brunch stops at 1, the all-day bar, casual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not – we all love to just go down and have a happy hour, grab something a little less stuffy to eat.
Yep.
So I think that bar is going to be just a huge – and it's going to be a neighborhood staple.
I love it.
Yeah. They don't have to come for a full dinner to sit, but it's close to all these residences. And again, with the spa, it's more – I've already got people, can we book? Can we get a gift card? Can we do that stuff? So – big local draw too, and Longfellow's had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was definitely a very warm ambiance at Longfellow's.
Right.
You belly up to the bar with your burger and beer, and I see it being similar at Brookmere, a little more formal.
Yes.
The bar, what is it? A marble.
Yeah, and marble? There's beautiful. I mean,
it's
gorgeous.
Front,
the wood is just stunning.
Yeah.
I just can't get over
and the gold fixtures everywhere. Yeah,
she loves gold.
I love gold. I love gold.
There's a lot of gold.
I showed her pictures of my kitchen renovation, and I was like, "Look,
it looks exactly like my kitchen renovation."
Except for my kitchen could fit in the bathroom at Brookmere, but
she wanted the budget of Brookmere.
All right, in my next life, I'm going to be an interior designer.
I know.
In this life, I am marketing, hospitality, and podcast host extraordinaire.
I love design. I do.
HGTV. Next, I'll chat with Amy Smith from Saratoga Arms, a family-owned boutique hotel in the heart of downtown. Known for its warm hospitality, historic charm, and personalized guest experiences, Saratoga Arms is a favorite for romantic getaways and weekend escapes. Amy will share what sets her property apart and how they've captured the essence of Saratoga in every detail. Hello, Amy.
Hi, Mackenzie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for coming on the show. I'm so excited to sit down and chat with you about Saratoga Arms, one of my favorite properties.
Thank you very much. Love it.
Welcome.
Thanks. What do you want to know?
Everything. So let's start with who you are, what you do, and the property that you manage.
I am part of a family-run business. I grew up here in Saratoga Springs, born and raised. Decided to leave for a little while, but came back and I think initially, begrudgingly, started working in the family business. But now it's been my career. My folks have been lifelong entrepreneurs. They opened up a restaurant in town when I was a little kid and then opened up the first bed and breakfast in Saratoga in 1984. And in 1997, opened up Saratoga Arms, which is a historic property that's located right in the downtown area. It was built in 1870, and they rehabbed it from what was a boarding house, a real falling down, dilapidated building, to a boutique hotel with all individualized rooms. We have 30 rooms. And we've kept all the wonderful historic little nuggets, but yet modernized everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thanks.
Let's talk about your chef and your dining room.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard you do some exquisite wine pairing dinners, and I've personally had your breakfast, which is amazing.
Yes, we actually we have a wonderful fine dining breakfast. We are not only have that for our guests, but we're open to the public each morning. And it is a full menu, and we have specials, we have drink specials, we have food specials. And it's just a wonderful experience to come either as for a special occasion, or if you're having that business meeting that you'd like to have in the morning and you want a special quiet place, it's a wonderful place to have. We also like to feature some wonderful things that are happening in Saratoga. So we have some wonderful partnerships with, like you were saying, some wine distributors. We also we've done a champagne dinner with Bocage, champagne bar. We've done a beer pairing dinner with Walt Whitman. So we like to take these partnerships with a lot of local people and entice our guests to not only experience Saratoga Arms as a hotel, but other properties, other partners, other restaurants, and also just fall in love with Saratoga.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the perfect location, and the porch overlooking Broadway is just so historic and regal. I just love it. It's such a good property.
Saratoga historically has been known for their porches, and it's actually called a Saratoga porch. And what makes that different from a regular porch is a Saratoga porch is a porch that's wide enough where you can have a conversation across the porch. So you're not all sitting in a line trying to look to the left or to the right of each other, but you can actually have a conversation. So that was one of the things that was extremely important for us to do when we were renovating the building.
Yeah.
And we took what was a very small front porch of Saratoga Arms, and we knocked that down. Well, actually, I think there were just two guys on the construction team that pushed it over.
Oh my gosh.
It was a mess. And then we doubled the width, so it's a huge.
It is a big porch.
It's about 8 feet wide, and we can take that front porch and serve in the morning a breakfast in the wonderful summer season. And then we transform that porch with beautiful wicker and tables in the afternoon for people to come and just watch the world go by.
Yeah, people watch.
After breakfast,
I love it. So your hotel is known for a lot of personalization when it comes to the guest experience. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. I think that is something that sets Saratoga Arms apart from a lot of the hotels that are in Saratoga or even in the world. We feel that it takes a lot for people to get away, and when they do get away, they sometimes don't have the time to do all of the prep work to figure out what they're going to. Where they're going to eat, what the activities they're going to do while they're in the town. So we try to take on as much of that as we can. We, as soon as they make a booking, we have a concierge that reaches out to them and gets a feel for what they're interested in doing while they're in Saratoga. And they truly build an itinerary for their weekend, their stay. It can be anything from a golfing package to a spa day or spa weekend. We have created, or it can be also restaurants as well, but we've also done some really interesting things. So we've had a couple people that say, I'm gonna propose, and I would love to do a little. What would you recommend? And we have created in Congress Park one time where we created flowers in the shape of a heart, where they have actually
so cool.
Yeah, so we are sort of like the little elves behind the engagement.
It's so much more than a hotel.
It's an experience. We want people to have an experience while they're here, and I think that's what people are craving.
Yeah,
I think in a time of screens and remote work where you're not with a lot of community.
Yeah,
we build a little bit of community. And for the people that don't need those big crazy things, we also do what we call at our property a guest preference survey. So 5 days prior to your arrival, we send out a little text that said, "We're welcoming you soon. How would you like the temperature in your room? Would you like extra pillows? Would you like a teapot? Are you a tea drinker rather than a coffee drinker? Would you like any additional amenities that that we have available for you?" People are blown away. So
I've never heard of that before. That's so amazing.
It's a people-intensive process, but it really does make a difference.
I think so, too.
It really, really does make a difference.
I think the most personalization I've had at a hotel is when you go in and the TV says, "Welcome, Mackenzie." But I think that this survey, I would be blown away. I just feel like you go above and beyond to make each guest feel welcome. And that is something I would pay more money for because, like you said, you take the thought out of the planning. You're organizing my dinner, my experience, my spa. And that is just so important, especially in this busy world we all live in. I just think that that's amazing.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. And that's something that we love to do. There's nothing better than to have someone at checkout say, I've never experienced anything like this. And what that does is that allows them an opportunity to remember us and remember the town.
Yeah.
Because many people, when they come here for a day or two, said, I need to come back here. This town is great.
Yeah.
And as we know, we love this town.
Yeah.
We want people to come back year
Absolutely.
after year, whether it's the racing season, whether it's we're at the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains where people can see some wonderful hiking and experience some wonderful hiking, to the Performing Arts Center where there's wonderful concerts that they would experience. There's a lot to do here.
All right. So I'm here with Joanna Ferris from the Saratoga Hilton. Thank you for coming in today to be on the Discover Saratoga podcast.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So the Hilton, it's an iconic property in Saratoga Springs. Mm-hmm. Would you tell us some more about your position, your hotel?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The Hilton, we're just right downtown, walking distance to everything. We're also joined to the City Center, which is a great venue for meetings and events. So large conferences, conventions.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about meetings and events. Mm-hmm. So do you work with the City Center to organize groups and host them in the hotel?
Yes, we do. We're usually the headquarter hotel in town. We have the most rooms in Saratoga, 242 guest rooms. So being adjoined to the City Center gives us the capacity to expand convention space with us as well as the City Center using everything, which is over 58,000 square feet.
That's amazing. So what types of events do you bring into Saratoga?
We have everything here in Saratoga. From in the winter months, we have a lot of tournaments. We have gymnastics tournaments, chess tournaments, dance competitions, Dance Flurry, which is an event that's taken place for many, many years. And then going into a lot of New York State associations.
Very cool. What is your role at the Hilton, and how do you help facilitate these groups?
I'm the director of sales at the Saratoga Hilton, so I've been there for almost 19 years. Being right in downtown, we really capture all sorts of groups and events, from corporate events to social events. Obviously, weddings are huge in Saratoga as well. So there's a lot of unique characteristics of Saratoga.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your annual Cookies and Cocoa with Santa Claus event.
Yes, wonderful. We have that upcoming December 18th. So we're benefiting Franklin Community Center as well as a snack pack organization. So in order to attend, we ask families to bring a donated toy, the snack pack items for food that go to local Saratoga schools, students, and then we deliver everything on the 19th, and it's a great event. We have Saratoga Santa attending as well.
That's awesome. So as a guest, you get to meet Santa Claus?
Yes. Yeah. Saratoga Santa's here. We have decorating cookies, cocoa. We have games, activities, crafts, everything.
That's awesome. What a fun event. What is your typical traveler like, and does it vary?
It does vary. Typically, we have, obviously, the New York State associations, and there's an association for everything. So we have a lot of associations that come to Saratoga. We also have, obviously, corporate travelers. We do a lot with Global Foundries in the area, and a lot of vendors coming in for Global Foundries, as well as the typical transient guests coming to visit their children at Skidmore. So we do a lot with Skidmore as well. So they come in. They might meet with and head downtown and go to dinner. Lots of options.
Let's talk about your property and maybe some of the luxury that you provide to your guests.
Mm-hmm. Well, being in Saratoga, we are the only full-service Hilton property here in Saratoga. So we have 242 rooms. We have a restaurant on site. We have the most meeting space in Saratoga, being adjoined to the City Center.
Yep.
We also have an indoor pool, fitness center, and just being downtown is an amenity in itself.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Walking distance to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, your hotel property is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I've been there before for meetings, events, and you guys do such a good job when you're coordinating with the planners, the groups, the city center as well. I've seen annual dinners, like you said, the Flurry Festival. They've even had an ice skating rink in there before. It's super fun. So it's definitely something, if you're traveling to Saratoga, you want to check out throughout the year. There's things going on at the city center.
Yes.
All right. So today I'm here with Laura Lillo from the Hilton Garden Inn. Hi. Thank you for coming. I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited.
Of course. I'm excited. We're launching a new podcast, And what better way to start than with some accommodations?
Yes.
So let's talk about your property, Hilton Garden Inn.
Absolutely. We have such a great spot. We are so closely located with the state park. We work very closely with the Performing Arts Center. We know them very well. We do partner with them. We work with Live Nation, and we just love the fact that we can bring something to this community and make South Broadway a little bit more vibrant. We're very happy to have our neighbors, Panzas, who they're wonderful, and they really bring a lot to the community as well, being part of this local flavor. And that's what really it's all about. So I think, that's just something that we have as a great, part of this area, and that we can kind of bring South Broadway back.
Yeah. No, I love the location, and I love Panzas. So
yes.
You got great food right next door.
Yes.
So funny enough, when I got married in 2017, I had a room block at the Hilton Garden Inn, and you guys were fabulous.
Thank you.
Do you host a lot of weddings? Do you do room blocks? Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. So we don't actually have a large enough space for the wedding, but we have so many relationships with area venues that do such a wonderful job. It is considered a destination location, and that brings a lot of people in from different areas. I see a lot of people from all over the country come here just to have their wedding. And, Hollow Springs is a beautiful venue.
That's where I got married.
Yep, there you go. And we have, I work a lot with the Mansion. We work with the winery, Saratoga National. All of these really great, the casino. And so what we do is we try to provide that destination feel so that when everybody comes into the area that they can really get together and stay at one location. So that's really our goal, is to keep everybody at the same hotel. So we do offer a really great discount on room blocks, but we won't just do a small amount of rooms. We will do a large amount of rooms. And it really helps with cost savings for the bride and the groom, because they can just get a shuttle going to one area rather than 5 different locations. And we offer a hospitality suite for getting ready with hair and makeup. It's set up like a salon with salon chairs. It's an open area. You can have food and beverage in there, drinks. And it really, it's outside of your overnight room, so that it really gives that feel of a different space to, have as your own. And then we also offer an option for a late bar, so that just keeps the bar open after hours. And it's just for the group.
The wedding party, yeah.
Yep. And we have, Golf Creek came in and purchased our hotel in 2020. They had put a really wonderful space outside with fire pits. There's a bar outside.
Oh, wow.
We put a new bar in on the inside in case it rains. And so the space is really wonderful. They made it very modern and really appealing. And so a lot of people, I think, really like that. So the brides do love that. And we really like to dedicate our attention to, one specific person.
Yeah. Well, I can speak firsthand to the hospitality suite, because that's where I got ready with my bridesmaids, and it was lovely. My hairdresser, who's my sister-in-law, came in and they did my hair. I had makeup. You guys provided a nice little breakfast spread.
Yes.
We had mimosas. It was wonderful, and I really enjoyed my stay at the Hilton Garden Inn.
Thank you. Yes, that's why we're there. And I think that's one of the best things about this hotel is that I've been there personally for almost 15 years. So I do, have a very strong connection. And what's really great is that even if someone leaves and comes back, they come back. So I think actually a cook that had to move away is going to come back. And I was almost like, Jake, that's great. So a lot of really good history.
Yeah.
And we have so many loyal guests, and there are your friends too. So, somebody just came to the hotel randomly, dropped off presents for us, and
that's so
it was
sweet.
so good to see them, and we see them for the track. So it's it's a wonderful experience to have those friends and those individuals come back and feel like we're part of the family.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like your staff and your guests become family.
Yes.
And I think that's incredible. It's whenever you come to Saratoga, it's not just about picking a hotel. It's about finding a family. It's about finding the accommodation and the activities that speak to you. And so far, everyone I've spoken to has said the same thing, that they have a long list of regulars. And I really think that speaks to you as the property and to the hospitality that you provide guests. And it's just unparalleled experience.
Yes. And, there's so much history. There's health and wellness. There's things to do that is off, peak season. We know we're known for the racetrack. We know we're known for concerts. But we have so much more that people can experience. And,
Absolutely.
So, I do see, now recently, just some more people being like, oh, I heard about Saratoga. And it's this magnificent mini city. It's you think it's this huge area. It's really just this. It's also a very quaint and tight community.
Absolutely.
And we all, get together, and we all have, we help each other out. So it's much different than, I think what you might think of if you just heard of Saratoga Springs and horse racing. It's everything. And like I said, we've gotten so many friends here, and they'll always come back. Yeah. And I think it's wonderful.
I like to call it our city in the country.
Yep.
Because we have all of those amenities that you would want, but we're also surrounded by this natural beauty, the state park. You drive 10 minutes out of town and you're going to run into a horse farm.
Yep.
It's just such a beautiful, idyllic place to come to. And you also mentioned how well everyone works together.
Yes.
And that's something I feel like we've talked a lot today on the podcast. All of the hotel properties are so friendly. And every time we bring in a group or a wedding and there's overflow opportunities, I feel like everyone is so willing to help support each other.
Absolutely. And we always, even if it's at the last minute, I think everybody in this area steps up and they're like, okay, you know what? I don't care that it's Belmont. We're going to, or it's, Travers weekend. Let's see what we can do, and let's help out everybody. There's so many people that have put themselves into this community, that make it so unique and wonderful. The like the New York City Ballet, like I work very closely with them, and I've worked with them for so long. Saratoga Performing Arts Center, I work with, Chris and Drea, and they really value that, and they bring that arts outside of the fact that we have all those amazing concerts.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Saratoga Performing Arts Center. It's multifaceted, if you will. You have the Philadelphia Orchestra, you have the New York City Ballet, and then you have a whole slew of Live Nation concerts that take place for spring to fall, and there's something for everyone. And I think that that's super important to know. And then if you're staying there, you could practically walk to the Hilton Garden Inn if you want an overnight accommodation.
Yeah. Actually, we have a lot of people that walk right to SPAC.
Yeah.
There's a pathway that's all lit up. And a lot of people recently, we've kind of educated on that, and they really do love it. They like to go on the walking trails.
Yep.
And there's the public pools. And
one of my favorite things to do at the Saratoga Spa State Park is have a little picnic or breakfast. A lot of times in the spring and summer when the weather is nice, my husband and I will get lunch at Putnam Market or, get some pastries to go and just sit on a blanket with the children and let them run around all crazy. And I think a lot of people do that.
Yes,
There's
they do.
so much to do in the park. It's so nice to breathe in the fresh air, to be surrounded by nature, and to just take a little break.
It's calming. And then you bring in, the farmer's market, which is really awesome as well.
I've been there before, and you can get fresh cut flowers, local cheese, gyros, fresh squeezed lemonade. I mean, it's, again, a great place to bring families. Just spend your afternoon or your late morning walking around, enjoying the local flavors. And it's so close to where you are, too, over there. And the Children's Museum is right behind.
I think I like the Children's Museum more than my daughter.
Well,
I'll
it
be
is
like
fun.
this. Hello, what can I do for you? I'm at the supermarket. Like it's
Scanning groceries.
yeah, it's so cute and
Yep.
and it's a good experience for children.
Thank you so much
welcome.
for taking the time to come today. I had a great time chatting with you.
You too. Thank
I'm
you.
excited to see what your property has in store for 2025.
Yes, absolutely. We're getting our game room set up, so I will let you guys know when it's done, and we'll take a tour of it and
I would love that.
yeah, play some pool.
It's time for Mackenzie's hot take. Tea lovers, you need to try Saratoga Tea and Honey's iced crimson berry. I had this the other day and it was absolutely delicious. It tasted like hibiscus, rose hips, cranberries, and elderberries. It was really it was a very nice tea, not too bitter, on the sweeter side with those fruits and elderberries and cranberries, but not too sweet where you're tasting liquid sugar. It was very refreshing. I personally like it best iced. You can also get their Spa City Earl Grey tea. I recommend it hot with a little splash of honey. But don't wait. Visit Saratoga Tea and Honey today to get your drink to go or pick up their incredible loose leaf tea. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Destination Saratoga All Access. Be sure to subscribe for more insider tips, curated itineraries, and local stories that make Saratoga County unforgettable. If there's something you want to hear about, send me an email at podcast@discoversaratoga.org. Until next time, keep exploring, and we hope to see you in Saratoga. This podcast is brought to you by Discover Saratoga, the tourism promotion agency for Saratoga County. The podcast is produced by Bright-Sided Podcasting, video provided by Iron Glass Productions, special thanks to Lift Marketing,